Hey guys, Melanie Shield coming to you live. Make sure you say hi when you're popping on. I'd love to say hi to you. Thank you guys for watching. So today I titled my talk, Getting Rid of Stinking Thinking. So how many of you out there need an attitude adjustment? I know I do from time to time. I really have to pay attention consciously to how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, what my thoughts are. When I'm feeling certain ways. And so today I wanted to share with you just some steps about how we can start to change our attitude, especially this year with so many things that are going on. We really have to be, cognizant of our attitudes and what our thoughts are, and really working towards changing our attitude, because ultimately that's going to affect our feelings, and that in turn is going to affect our behaviors, that in turn deal with our results. So step one is evaluate your present attitude. So, as hard as it is to evaluate ourselves and where we're at, really think about, where is your, hey Betty Lee, where's your attitude? Some days it's going to be better than others, but really think about, the majority of the time, where's your attitude sitting? So evaluating your attitude has 3 different stages. And so the first stage is identify problem feelings. So a lot of times we can identify feelings before we can actually identify problems. So take a look at kind of the way you're feeling. It's easier to really look at how you're feeling than really try to determine, okay, what are the problems that are making me feel that way? Right? They often say that you feel before you know, and that is so true. So B, in evaluating your attitude, is identify your problem behaviors. So what are some of the behaviors that you're doing that are problematic, right? So I know for me, I'm better now, but at one time I used to drive fast all the time. And so that was definitely a problem behavior because I got a few tickets out of it. So that's a problem behavior. And that results as me being impatient. That's why that behavior kind of exhibited itself, is because the attitude and the feeling was being impatient. And then you can go one step further. Okay, why am I impatient? But for now, we're going to look at identifying our problem behaviors. So C is identify your problem thinking. So what are the thoughts that predominantly are in your mind? So it's really a skill set to start to pay attention to what are the conversations that you're having with yourself? What are the thoughts that you're having? And that's really key to changing your feelings, changing your emotions, your behaviors, your results, is really paying attention to what are the thoughts, what are the conversations I'm having with myself. And you'll find that usually when you start feeling anxious or you start feeling frustrated, you're having a conversation with yourself that is really bringing about those feelings. A lot of times it's not even so much the situation that we're in, but it's the actual thoughts and the conversations that we're having with ourselves. So pay attention to those thoughts that you're having. So number 2 steps in changing your attitude is your desire to actually make the change, right? And so how many of you have, taken courses or learned new things, and despite it being amazing material, you never change, right? And that's because your desire to change is not there, right? So, desire a lot of times will keep you going before actual change does, right? So you need to really desire that you want to change. So that desire has to be there. So number 3, change the attitude by changing your thoughts, right? So as I said before, so feelings become things, thoughts become things. So really work on changing those thoughts. It's a skill set. It's something that I'm going to be teaching in some of the courses that I'm going to be launching, is really how to change those thought processes in your mind. It's definitely, like I said, a skill set, and I've mastered it. I still from time to time have to check in, but it really has shifted my life and my results, and the way I look at situations, particularly obstacles, is really controlling those thought patterns, understanding how our thoughts work, the subconscious and the conscious mind, and how that all works, and really understanding how thoughts come about, paradigms, beliefs, perceptions, all those kinds of things. Number 4, manage your attitude daily. So it's a lot easier to manage it and to try to, when you feel yourself kind of slipping up, to try to get back on track is really easier to manage it than to regain it. Right. So I'm sure you guys can agree, once you've gotten into a bad mood, right, it's really hard to get out of that bad mood. So it's really about noticing, okay, my mind's slipping, my attitude's starting to change a little bit. I need to, okay, what am I thinking? What are my thoughts? And really start turning that around. And so it's easier to manage it than to regain it. John Wooden said a really good quote. So he said, things turn out the best for the people who make the best in the way that things turn out, right? So that's really key. Number 5, take responsibility for your attitude, right? And so many times we try to control things that are outside of our control, and we can't do that, but we can, with 100% certainty, really control our attitude. And so it's about taking responsibility for attitude. When we're feeling, a certain way and it's going in a direction we don't want it to go, we need to own up, take responsibility, really pay attention to, what's going on inside of your head. The situation that you're in doesn't have to live in you, right? And so sometimes we're in situations in our lives that cause us a lot of distress, put us in a bad mood, but they really don't have to live inside of you. It's really about controlling your thoughts and controlling, how you kind of look at things and your perception. So those are just a few tips on how you can work on changing your attitude. So hopefully that added some value to you guys. And I hope you guys are staying warm and having an amazing Thursday. It appears that it's maybe springtime again here where I live. The snow's all melted and it's been foggy and it's been warm. So hope everyone is doing well, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day, and we'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.